Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Namaskar, you're watching Soul Connections and Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Welcome, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We spoke about a child from the mother's womb and how it is affected by the energy sent to the soul from womb to a 2-year-old child, to school, to college, and addictions and love and rejection, all that. Now I would like to ask you a few questions on the marriage part. Now when the kids are married, the parents already have a kind of relationship with the son here and the parents of the girl there, and further a new relationship between the husband and wife, and then the in-laws, then that home, this home, their brothers, the relationships start, the number of people start increasing. So today girls and boys find it very, very difficult. How much of this difficulty is because of the childhood, how the parents behave with them? Are we parents to be blamed?
No, actually no one has to be blamed for anything anyways. It's not a blame. It's a way we are dealing with people around us, and it's based on a lot of belief systems and perceptions that we created over a period of time. And now when, the number of people increase and our connections are increasing basically. So as the connections increase, we just have to take care of the dynamics which are there so that those connections also remain smooth. And today, this particular relationship with its, in-laws, the children and the in-laws, seems to have deep belief system that there's always a little conflict in this. It can never be smooth. This is another belief system. And because it's there in everyone, the energy into the relationship is already negative. A mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law relationship, everyone is 100% sure that this relationship always has some problem. So that strong thought power, that this relationship can never be beautiful. It always has
been painted as a villain from before the wedding.
Yeah, but you see the energy that comes into the relationship even before the relationship is established.
Yeah.
The perception,
because,
the filter.
As you say, past experience.
Past experience
and the knowledge.
Information from everywhere around. Yeah. So that already colors the relationship even before the relationship is established.
Yeah.
So that means it's already starting not on a very correct foundation.
Not only that, sister, usually, most of the parents, they go on teaching the child before marriage. You must go and do this, go there and do this. You must go and do this, don't do this. You must see that you don't get, you take the control, see that you don't get controlled. That controlling power, control. I don't know, then where is love?
If, like we had seen in the case of the child being born into the family, and we had created one thought that a soul is coming to the family. Now, my son is getting married. There's a daughter-in-law coming into the family.
Now, my daughter is getting married.
Yeah.
A son is coming also, no?
So let's change it from a son-in-law coming or a daughter-in-law coming to soul coming into the family.
Okay.
That's all. Let's make it very simple so that it becomes easy to create the right kind of thoughts.
Thought exchange.
Yeah, because the minute I use the word daughter-in-law, then already a lot of energy is there with the word. And that energy is not very good quality energy.
That's a brilliant idea, to change the name itself.
No, it's not. It's not about changing the name. It's the truth anyways. It is the truth.
But the name has a impact because of the past experience and the kind of knowledge about that name.
We are shifting from labels
to souls.
To the truth.
Truth is soul.
Truth is soul. A soul is coming into our family. And relationships is all about connections between soul and a soul.
So now one soul must go to the other soul's house and try to control all other souls.
No, that's when you use the word soul.
then you can't
you'll
use
never
the
have
word.
the word control. That is soul consciousness. Soul is not a word. Soul is not a label.
But
Soul
this
is
what
the
is
understanding.
taught, sister.
Huh.
Go there and take the control. Control. And even wives or women today, they take pride in saying, oh, he is under my control. Or he says, she is under my control. What is this?
When
new?
I am weak inside, and I know I am weak inside, then power for me is if people are under my control. And under my control means they do exactly what I want them to do. And it's an illusion. No one ever does exactly what I want them to do. And no one is in my control. I'm not even in my own control. So where is the question? Someone in my control means someone's thoughts, words, actions are exactly according to what I want them to be. There's no one like that. The more we are going out of control internally, the more we are looking for things and people to control. And this is a sign. If I, the soul, feel powerful when something or someone does something according to the way I want it to be, it makes me feel good, it's a sign that I'm disempowered. Do I want someone?
A puppet?
Yeah. And why is it that I'm finding the need for a puppet? What is it that it gives me?
Because it gives me control.
And what does that control give me?
Happiness?
Happiness. And that means again, my happiness is dependent on someone else doing exactly what
I
they
want
want
that someone else to do.
now. And that means it's a dependency.
Dependency again.
And now when let's say for example, I control you, suppose, okay? And it gives me a lot of happiness that you do exactly what I want you to do. But when I create this one thought, it's only a thought. When I create this one thought of happiness, if it's happiness, that I control you, the second thought with it is, what if tomorrow you're not in my control?
Then fear.
Yeah, exactly.
From happiness to fear.
Any dependency. It's not from happiness to fear. Any dependency, immediately, it's not after 2 hours or 2 months, immediately with the thought, I control, the second thought will be, tomorrow what if they don't do what I want them to do? And that means no happiness.
It's so much like the last episode we were talking about alcohol and dependency. And this is also a kind of dependency.
Any dependency.
And this has brought a new this angle to it. It also causes fear.
It doesn't cause fear. It is going to be fear only. There's going to be no happiness.
Oh, what if
Yes.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no, anytime. What if someone else takes over the control? And that is why the dynamics are a problem when the child gets married. Because a parent has a very subtle feeling that my child is in my control. Because when they were this much, the child did exactly what the parent wanted.
Now my daughter is going to listen to her husband from tomorrow and not
What
to
about
me.
my son?
Is going to listen to the wife and not to me.
This is the fear. This is the first layer of fear when a child is getting married.
This is the relationship foundation of a new soul coming in a family. The foundation is fear.
Because now I'm going to lose control. Of course, many of us will not admit this to ourselves.
Not a question of admitting.
We're not aware.
No. People do not understand. See, some may understand and not admit. Most of us don't know so much.
But if you look at it subtle, for a parent, the only relationship where they feel they have total control is a child. Forget marriage, even when a child grows up to be 14, 15. Why is the adolescent period considered very critical?
Why?
Because it is that age when the child starts going out of control. And then the parent starts finding it difficult. And then you say, it's the teenage problem. It's actually not the teenage problem.
My problem.
Yeah.
The
They
parents'
are
problem.
doing what they are doing at that age. It's not a problem at all.
It is
It's
their
their
teenage.
age, their body, their hormones. the mind, the environment, and a lot of things.
They're all changing.
Yeah. But it's my problem actually, that I cannot handle this, my property, going out of control. But even then I can cross that period because I can only see that, okay, he's going out of control. But now is the time when I'm going to start thinking that someone else is going to take control.
Not only take control, someone else is going to take my seat,
yeah, so
my throne.
Yeah, because the person is going to control what I was controlling.
My position is gone.
Yeah, so if I have control over this one individual, I think I have control. And tomorrow I'm seeing you coming into the house and you are going to take control over this. You think I can like you? No.
You're displacing me.
This is where the problem is starting. So in a very, very subtle way, even though we say, oh, we're very happy, my child is getting married, and they are really happy. The conscious layer of the mind is very happy.
Why can't we do like this when, like in the offices and other places, or in the army, we give a farewell party to the retired?
We don't have to.
And say, okay, this is your control is gone. From now, you control.
Not at all, not at all. It is an understanding that no one is in my control. So it's not that I'm handing over the control to you. No, it's a realization that no one is in my control. So it's not that I was controlling before and now you are going to be controlling. This child is not in my control.
Just an imagination. It's my imagination.
Just my vacuum. It is just my stimulant. It's a stimulant, you know, when someone does exactly what you want them to do. Because today my own mouth is not in my control. How many times in the whole day I have to say, sorry, I shouldn't have said this, it was a slip of the tongue, the words just came out, my mouth not in my control. My mind, definitely not in my control. And here I have a living human being, totally in my control. So much power. But then I have a threat that here's walking in another person who's going to take away this stimulant from me. That power is going, so it's basically a power game.
But basically, it's not power at all. It is void, it is emptiness, it is a vacant place. Like in the last episode you said, that if we fill that place, the place of alcohol, through meditation into bliss, whatever we get, the same bliss. Can you give us some light on this point, how to...
When I start taking charge of my own mind, when the soul gets empowered, I, the parent, the soul gets empowered, and I'm not looking at anything or anyone outside to make me feel powerful. People sitting when I ask them to sit and standing when I ask them to stand does not give me any kind of happiness, because my happiness is my own creation. Then I realize that I control no one. If a parent has to just understand they don't control their children, they will be able to cross the adolescent period of the child also very easily, and the marriage will definitely be very smooth for them. This is very, very subtle, because the new soul entering is a threat. And it's that threat which sends the wrong quality of energy.
Why is it a threat? Because there is already a control and power game there. And you say it is not there, it is just imagination, void and a vacant, something vacant somewhere.
If I am empty inside, then that does give me a feeling of power, no?
But that in practical life, it is there.
It is there.
Everybody is going to listen to me suddenly, and once they grow up and get married, they don't listen to me.
That is my stimulant, right? Now, it's like giving up the other addictions. This is also an addiction. Addictions are not alcohol, smoking and drugs, or internet or phones and television.
Power.
Addictions, the major addictions today are in relationships. What about power addiction? Do you need power? But because that inner power is missing, now meditation makes me powerful internally. And then I don't find the need to control anyone, because I replace control with acceptance. Because my state of mind is not dependent on your behavior,
Replace control with acceptance.
Yeah, it is like, one is, if you do things according to what I want you to do, then I'm happy. But now I start working on myself and I say my happiness is not dependent on your behavior, which means I'm able to accept you
As you are.
as you are.
The new change after marriage.
And no, anyone, any relationship. So because I'm able to accept you as you are, so where's the question of control?
But do you agree that the children change after marriage? There is a change in their behavior or not?
Change is anyways happening. We're all changing, before marriage or after marriage. What is change?
Yeah, from child to adolescence also.
What
like
is change?
In teenage also is a change. Yeah?
What is change here?
What is change there?
Thinking,
The thought,
vibration,
the way you think.
energy. And in fact, it's good to keep changing. Otherwise, today we are working in a very automated way.
Yeah, but they say in Hindi, parivartan sansar ka niyam hai.
हाँ, तो
So every moment
we're changing.
the world
In
is
fact,
changing, life is changing.
At the Brahma Kumaris, we taught a very beautiful line that whenever you meet someone, look at them as if you're meeting them for the first time. Because between the last time you met them and today, they could have changed.
And if not?
They could have, but if I do not change my filter, I will not be able to see the change.
That's a good point.
Because
That's
if I
a good
don't
point.
change my, it's like you're wearing a white shirt today. And tomorrow when I meet you, you could be wearing yellow. But if I'm wearing black glasses,
I'll see it black.
I'll see it only black today also and tomorrow also.
So
And
the
then I'm not
change
able
has
to
be
see
here.
the change in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not able to see the change. So always clean the intellect from the past experiences. Oh, I met them last time, they were like this. They did this, they said this. So I'm carrying the filter of my last meeting.
The old
Into my next
past
meeting.
experience and information.
Yes. And when I carry the filter into my next meeting, I cannot see you if you've changed.
Unless I am changed.
Unless I change my filter. Yes, definitely.
I clean my filter or buy a new one.
So if the parents are able to understand this dynamic when their child is getting married, then the relationship will be very smooth to begin with. There will not be any conflict. There is a very negative energy which is going even before the connection is established.
You know what happens? When a child gets married, they say, okay, now they have grown up, now we have to accept this, now we have to keep quiet. They start becoming artificial.
Because they're doing it outwardly. Today, parents are becoming aware that gone is the time where they could have kept interfering or probably saying things to their children, especially after they've got married. And today, it's even before marriage. So they have become very careful that in order to keep this relationship smooth, we are to accept. We are not going to say anything. We're going to let them do what they want them to do.
Thinking here?
Exactly.
The basis of this is fear.
Fear.
He
No, not
might
only
get
that.
angry. No.
Yeah, it's fear.
of he might get angry. She might get angry. I might lose them. The child. I lose my child. Okay, for my child's sake, let me keep a few more dishes of things on the table. Let me behave nicely. Let them behave artificially. Let me behave as if some guest has come
But
home.
then the thing is, everyone is behaving artificial with each other. And artificial means what?
Artificial means without love.
No. Artificial means thought is different and behavior is different.
Okay.
That's artificial. Natural would mean whatever I'm thinking is the same outside. Now, my daughter-in-law has done something which I don't think is right. I don't like what she's done.
So in my thoughts, I don't like it, but I say, hi, how are you? Okay, fine, I don't mind, all that.
This is artificial.
Okay.
Because my thought is still hurt. There's still resistance to what she has done. I don't approve of what she's done. But my behavior is acceptance.
Why don't I approve? What is wrong in that?
Because
whatever she's done.
It was not
According
done.
to you, everybody's right.
Yeah, but whoever was working with that awareness in relationships, it was not done the way I want it to be. She doesn't cook the way I want it to be. She doesn't dress up the way I want it to be. She doesn't behave the way I want it to be. And then we'll say she has not adapted herself to the culture of our family.
One more question. Do I know what I want her to do and want her to be?
Yes, because
Am I clear about that?
Yeah.
Or do I find everything she does
No.
is she's doing what I never wanted?
No.
I know.
Because, and it is in any relationship, even in a husband-wife relationship, whenever we are going into the process of choosing a new relationship, we have an image in our mind of how this person should be. A husband, a wife.
You must read matrimonial columns in the Times of
No, we're talking about
newspapers.
personality now. About personality.
Yeah,
we know
they're
how a daughter-in-law should be.
Okay.
So there are three things that happen. Okay, I create an image in my mind how my daughter-in-law should be. I have it very clear in my mind. The picture is to the minutest detail. How she should dress up, how she should talk, how she should behave, how she should fit into our family. I've created the image.
I have.
So my painting is ready. Before she's even come and before I even know her, my painting is ready. How the daughter-in-law of this house should be. Now second, after she comes in, through the perception of my filter, I create another image of her.
She is not what I wanted her to be. That
No,
one?
not
Or
that. Not that. See, three paintings.
First is how I want her to be.
First is how, not I want her to be, how I want a daughter-in-law to be,
Okay.
without knowing who the person is. So one painting.
Okay. Second?
Now second, after she comes into the house, I create an image of her after knowing her.
This is she.
But this is not actually she.
From my point of view.
From my perspective.
paint.
My perspective.
Yeah.
It's very important. This is very important. The image that I create of the person is not the actual person.
So this is she from my point of view.
From my point of view. So one was what a daughter-in-law should be, and one is the picture that I create of who I think she is. And third is the picture who she actually is.
Which I don't know.
Which I don't even know. Okay.
The first two are the pictures which I
create.
Yeah. The third is the real what she is, which I don't know.
So that means the three are different, right? Now, through my words and my behaviors and my thought, what am I trying to do in the relationship and any relationship? I'm trying to convert this image, the second one, to the first one. I keep on telling them to change till they become like this image which I had created of who I thought a daughter-in-law should be, a wife should be, a husband should be, a child should be. Even about a child, I'll have an image. This is how my child should be. So constantly, this process of trying to change people, whether it's through words, if the relationship permits, or it's through thoughts, if I have to forcefully keep quiet, I'm constantly trying to do this, match the following. Trying to make this image become like this, the image that I thought a daughter-in-law should be. And this is sending energy of resistance. I do not approve of you the way you are.
It's time for meditation, and we'll continue in the next episode.
Let me sit back as an observer and look at the screen of my mind. And let me bring that one relationship which I have been resisting. I wanted them to change. I wanted them to become the way I thought they should be. Let me bring that one person on the screen of my mind. As a detached observer, let me try and see them as they are. No labels, no positions, just the being to who I'm connected, because my relationship is with the soul. Try and see the soul, another pure, conscient energy that has come into my field of connections. Different way of thinking, different belief systems, but originally just like me, pure, loveful and peaceful being. Come into my field so that I can experience another beautiful connection with them. A relationship in which I have to only give. Love and understanding. When I, the soul, connect to another soul, it's a flow of purity. No fear, no threat, no struggle for power. We're all the same, connected in harmony. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Whenever we create a relationship, let the consciousness be it is a connection between two souls. If we are in the consciousness of the labels like mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, then we are not creating good energy because of the beliefs attached with the labels. Trying to control people means expecting them to be and do what we want them to do. This is an illusion. Control over others makes us feel powerful, but actually it is a weakness because our mind is dependent on their actions to feel good. Wherever there is control, there is also fear of losing control because our happiness is dependent on the control. When there is fear, there can be no love or happiness because the predominant emotion is fear and dependency. When there is feeling of control, then there is an emotion of anger and hatred towards any other soul who seems to be a threat to my control. Anger, hatred, fear, dependency are all depleting our inner power and happiness. And the more that happens, the more we try to control others to feel powerful. Meditation helps us to shift from controlling to accepting people, guiding them but not getting hurt if they do something which is not the way we wanted it to be. Tomorrow we discuss further the dynamics of relationships after children get married. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga Meditation Center, call us on 099 99 744 555.
Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful